What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my 3 keys in order for the USC Trojans to go into the big house in Ann Arbor and beat the Michigan Wolverines. So my first and most important key of the game is going to be to compete at the line of scrimmage. Notice how I didn't say win, I didn't say dominate, I said compete at the line of scrimmage because honestly it's unrealistic to go into the big house and absolutely dominate that defensive front for Michigan. They have 2 NFL tackles, maybe the 2 best tackles in the sport, to be honest, in Kenneth Grant and Mason Grab. Those 2 guys are studs, and it's going to be tough to just dominate. We just have to do a good enough job to where we win some, we lose some. Similarly to how we played against LSU, we didn't dominate them, but we won some matchups, we lost some matchups. We just can't allow them to absolutely dominate us on the defensive side of the ball, because if we can't get a run game going at all, it's going to be a long night. We're going to be playing into their strengths. Now, the other reason I said we just have to compete and not dominate and run the ball for 150 yards is because I think we can and should use the screen game and also quick short throws as a way to attack Michigan and kind of use that as a run game in itself. I thought that Sark and Texas did a fantastic job with their game plan, which was when Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant were in the game, we had quick short throws, screens to the wide receivers, we're getting in the flat and forcing those big boys to move sideline to sideline. Then when they get gas, which will happen eventually, when they take those guys out, then you run it down their throat. I thought Sark did a great job. I thought Texas did that to perfection. Quinn managed that to perfection. I think Miller Moss, I think USC, I think Woody, they can do the exact same thing. And that is my first and biggest point. Compete at the line of scrimmage. Use the short throwing game as its form of run game. And I think if we do that offensively, we will be okay. Now, my second key is to stop the run / just make them beat you throwing the ball. For those of you that don't know, Alex Orji will be starting this Saturday. The past 3 games, it has been Davis Warren. He has not been great at all. In fact, he turned it over 3 times in last week's game. And if he's that bad at throwing a football, just imagine how bad Alex Orji was in order for Davis Warren to start. But the thing with Orji is he is incredibly athletic, incredibly physical. He is an absolute insane athlete. So what is Michigan going to try to do? It's honestly pretty clear. Alex Orji has honestly never really thrown the ball throughout a course of the full game. So it's pretty obvious to everyone they are going to try to run the ball. They're going to use Donovan Edwards. They're going to use Alex Orji. They will run the ball. That is the absolute number 1 key on defense. Stop the run. If Alex Orji beats you throwing the ball, I will not only be surprised, I will be fine with that. There's nothing you can do there. You have to make him throw the ball. You have to stack the box. I honestly think that we should go with a 3 linebacker personnel. Cobb has been great so far this year. Ian May's been good. Gentry has been outstanding. Play all 3 of those linebackers, stack the box. Do not let them run the ball down your throat. If you can stop them from running the ball, you stop them from their game plan, and you can take control of this game. My third and final key for this game is going to be to get the lead early and play with the lead. Michigan's style of football is to run the ball, control the ball, and keep the opponent's offense off the field. If we can get an early lead, 7-0, 10-0, we can take them out of their game plan. And by the way, that game plan is the only way that they win this football game. Is if we struggle to score on them, and then they run the ball, get points, field goals, keep it a close, low-scoring game where they just dominate possession. If we can score early, we score in the first drive, we score in the second drive, we get a stop, and we can build a touchdown, a 2-possession lead that really takes them out of what they want to do, which is run the ball, and it's going to force them to throw the ball. And just like I mentioned earlier, Alex Orji really isn't capable of throwing the ball 30 times in the game to get a victory. So getting the lead early will be absolutely huge. It can help out our defense and force Michigan to throw the ball. It's going to take them out of their comfort zone. And yeah, anyways, that's my 3 keys for this game. Honestly, I'm feeling really good about this game. Essentially, you gave Lincoln Riley and this USC offense a full week off of preparation where they can only focus on Michigan. And then Sark and Texas give us the perfect blueprint of how to attack this Michigan team. I'm going to bank on Lincoln Riley to use that week off, to use all that game film that Texas brought us, and I'm going to expect him to capitalize this. I'm going to expect Miller Moss and this offense to perform. But the one thing that we really have to do is we got to play clean and no turnovers. Honestly, I really do believe in this defense. I believe that we're going to focus on stopping the run. And with that focus, with the preparation of D'Anthony Lynn, with the week off, I think the defense will do its job. I really do think this game will come down to our offense versus their defense. And that's a pretty good place to be when the game will come down to a Lincoln Riley offense. But the big question mark is going to be, how does our O-line fare against that Michigan defensive line, which is elite? So that's going to be the main thing I'm watching for. If we come out in the first drive, we're pushing the ball, we're running the ball, we're throwing the ball, honestly, that will be everything. I think usually in football games aren't decided on that first drive. But for this one, if we look that way in the first drive, I will feel very confident. But that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and fight on.